of the NFL on EA Sports.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle. This defense for the Steelers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Jackson now. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep, gets around him, fighting through, and he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Jackson, draw play to Dobbins. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up first and goal.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And bottom line, when you're the starting QB, what is it?
Get the W.
Get the W.
They did that last week.
Right, you got that done. Wasn't always pretty. There were some great moments. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
But got to eliminate those mistakes.
Got to take care of that, because otherwise that could come back and bite him in another ball game.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 17 carries, 125 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff, because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
2nd and 2. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Sherwood. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up, and now off to the races down the right side, the 20, and into the end zone. Mecole Hardman, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Steelers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to, at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
From the 30 on second down, Jackson. This will be caught once again by Brown. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the traders take a look, we'll step aside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Dobbins. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
You don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They're at the halfway point of the season, Charles, 8-0. What a great start. Clearly a Super Bowl contender, if not the outright favorite, through 2 months to win the whole thing.
Well, there aren't too many bad things you can say right now because this team is playing pretty well. They've had a couple of injuries. That could plague them down the stretch. But their intensity doesn't waver. I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through them in the playoffs. And if you're on their road, things could be bumpy for you.
First and 10, Sherwood. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. They hand this off to Harris. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. Scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins.
So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bully. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Only needing 2 yards on second down. Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
57 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson.
This ball complete to Rager.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. And this is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Bass on for the extra point.
And it's 21-3. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins.
And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far.
when you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Brown. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson.
He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Jackson will throw again. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
Now a play fake here on first down. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter.
McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense. Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is...
And Owen coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Ravens. When they have the football, it will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Dobbins. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. And the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
The Ravens send their punter out now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Sherwood. Catch is made by Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Sherwood out to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4. And he brings up 3rd down on the same.
We
we've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. With the football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins.
And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Defense.
That's a big letdown defensively. They had him stop behind the line, but the face mask going to bail the offense out.
And the hand does not have to be up there for too long. Just a little bit of a grab is going to be enough to get the call and the 15 yards against them.
Play action. It's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Chambers. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
2nd and 10.
Jackson. He's able to find Wallace. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. And that'll set them back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Throwing is Jackson.
That'll be caught. Rager with it.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Pass interference. Defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. The quarterback will keep it himself. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. He had the option, decided to keep it. I don't know that it would have mattered either way, though. Defended pretty well.
It really was, wasn't it? Because option plays are really standard 2-point calls, and you have to prep against them, and they did their prep well on that one.
Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. 1st down, and they go back to Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd down, this is Harris. Escapes the defender. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, Sherwood. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Justin Madubuike in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Gets it to Hardman, a jet sweep. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
To throw on 3rd down, Sherwood. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Odafe Oweh able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. throwing to start the drive. Jackson throwing the out route incomplete. It's Chambers. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
So, partner, that play broke huge. And when you can get a guy into the open field after the catch, he does actually turn into a running back. But in this case,
that's not his role.
No, not ultimately, because he didn't do what? He didn't secure the football. And if he had done that, that play would have been spectacular. Instead, he turns it over.
Yeah, a big play, all for naught. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. No gain on the screen there at second down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Akeem Hicks, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Down left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Here's Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
On second down now. It's Harris. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Forced out to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
They run for it with Harris. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Harris. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They run the counter. Harris. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
On third down, here's Harris. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 129 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal. Harris. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are on their way to a 9-0 start as they build on to their lead. Extra point by Bass. Up it. Good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Jackson on first down. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. To throw again on second down. Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Pittsburgh, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And